So let's go back to Gage and Onions. What did the two of you do?
Well, I've stripped a human.
Yep.
And I tuck all the clothes in my, fold them up nice as much as I can, put them in my briefcase.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know if there's anything else to discover from this body, or if we should get back into it. I mean, we're kind of far back. Well, did Patrick complete the did you end up, or Gage, did you end up just stripping the body? Did we examine the body for tattoos or other...
Yeah, with that observation test, you looked over, didn't find any other identifying marks.
I was very thorough.
Like it.
Some might say too thorough.
Alright, well, I'm just going to step back and leave you to it.
Just science stuff. Is it possible, Amrak, to use my knowledge of weird stuff to see if I know about either the time of the Thuban or of the tooth in general?
Yeah, I would say let's do, what languages do you speak?
I speak English, Ancient Egyptian, and German.
Okay, so because you speak Ancient Egyptian, you know that Thuban translates to serpent.
Serpents have teeth!
And you can make Reason Academia with Occultism at a difficulty... It would be 4 for anybody else, but it's 3 because Aisha is your friend.
Beautiful news. I am going to... It's 1 momentum to buy an extra die?
That's correct, yeah.
Is that what it is? I'm going to spend a momentum to purchase another one of them guys.
One of them fancy D20s.
Do it to it.
And my target number is 17.
Jeez. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just wanted everyone to be really impressed with how smart Gage is. Like, it's bonkers how smart Gage is. Also, I have Academia 5 with a focus in occultism.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So here we go. I rolled 2 16s, and because I'm so smart, those are still successes.
I guess we actually do have to acknowledge that Gage is a professor.
Not a doctor, though.
So let's scroll up to where it says Personal Truth and Scars. Professor of Occult Studies is one of them.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't just make it up. And then the other one is double successes, so that's 4 successes.
4 successes, and so it was a difficulty 3 for you, so you generate the 1 momentum back. And you recall one conversation with Aisha when you were poring over the Liber Veni. Veneni?
Veneni, any?
Veneni.
I think it's the Liber Panini.
Ooh,
delicious.
We're having paninis.
Liber Veneni. One time when you were poring over the Liber Veneni, that Aisha mentioned the Serpent's Tooth cult. A group that she called just the cult, that she called just the Tooth. That she and her group had spent centuries opposing. That they are growing in numbers. That they worship the darkest forms of serpent mythology and history, and that she has only ever met them steeped in evil and cruelty.
Cool.
The most fanatical of the fanatics that she has ever encountered.
Do I know what she belonged to? Other than as an ally of Section M?
No, she would have been very, very quiet about that.
Cool.
Actually, you generated momentum. You could spend 1 momentum and I will give you the name.
I steal the name from the annals of time.
And let's do like a mini mid-chase flashback. Set the scene where you and Aisha were such close comrades that she shared this secret of hers.
In bed.
I mean, I'm not saying that's off the table.
It's off the
Okay.
table. So the scene is like a little like second floor like sort of bachelor suite apartment where there's like, big table. It's a fairly large 1-room apartment kind of thing. Lazily spinning fan. It's a hot afternoon, and we're sitting around at a table covered in books, with a couple bottles of dark amber liquid sitting on the table, and we've been sort of stuck trying to figure out whatever it was we were looking up, and then we just started drinking and shooting the shit and talking stories.
She is Muslim and does not drink alcohol.
I've been drinking alone, and am just incredibly charming.
Welcome.
And she opens up about her time training with the Order of the Al-Nim. The Al-Nim Sanusi, which is a secret society, also known as the Order of the Mongoose.
Nice.
That's adorable.
And
Members of which are playable characters in the new expansion.
that is correct. And so the Order of the Al-Nim are an opposing force against the Serpent's Tooth cult down the ages. They are smaller, but hearty, courageous heroes.
Tiny but fierce.
That's right. Okay, so we cut back to the chase, and you can't see this assassin. Where are they? Where have they gone? Where did they come from? Where did they go?
Did they leave a blood trail?
You can absolutely search for a blood trail. That would be...
Survival, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'd say reason survival. That makes sense to me. Let's say it's generally a difficulty 1. I would increase that because it's almost dark, but I would also decrease it because they're actually injured. So we're just going to leave it at difficulty 1.
Okay. You want to behave yourself, Stacy's? Oh, 2 successes.
Excellent. Add 1 to the momentum pool. You track this blood smear across a couple of rooftops and see them drop down and begin to move towards the pier.
I'm going to change tactics and just follow them quietly. Or I'm going to attempt to follow them quietly. I'm not actually a super quiet person, but I will attempt it.
Okay. Before we have your roll, what is Matilda doing?
Matilda sad.
Onions hasn't gone yet either this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, Jen, if you're still thinking, Justin, what you got?
Yeah, so Onions was thinking that they should change their perspective anyways, and they were going to jump down to the street level from the roof. So whether or not that takes up a whole action, I would just like to start moving through the streets in the direction towards where Deirdre had her struggle. Maybe I can pick up that trail.
So give me a reason observation, difficulty 2, because of the height of the rooftops and sort of the unfamiliar streets. And if you succeed, you'll basically catch up to Deirdre. You'll see her moving along the rooftops.
Perfect.
So difficulty 2.
I got a 1, So that's 2 successes right there, and the other one was a failure. So.
All right. And so you're able to sort of move along the streets, and without having to leap from building to building or tackle assassins, you're able to sort of like catch where Deirdre is moving, and you see her begin to like move carefully and slowly. She's checking things, and she's no longer chasing someone.
And I'll kind of just slink in there next to her, and what are we sneaking about?
I just like momentarily startled, and then I point to the blood drops, and then point ahead to. She smoke bombed me.
Terrible.
But she's headed for the docks, so I figure she must be leaving someone.
Yes. All right, and that's me.
All
Sorry,
right.
Matilda, I thought that would give you a chance to think about it.
So, Jen, what is Matilda going to do?
Oh, see, Matilda definitely did not want to jump across the roof more. But I don't want to let Deirdre, like, be alone. Do I notice that onions went on?
You haven't... Matilda hasn't really done anything since the...
Shooting.
Yeah, since the shooting. So there's still, like, the... Like, what are you doing while Deirdre catches the person, gets smoke bombed, and then starts to search around?
I'm gesturing wildly to just come back. It's not worth it. Yeah, she just really doesn't want to jump across more roofs.
Okay, so do you climb down and maybe see onions in the crowd?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say maybe just spend 1 momentum, and the two of you can see each other as onions is moving.
Sounds good.
And then Gage, just, well, no. So let's go back around to Deirdre and do the stealth check to follow, and then we'll see how Gage catches up if he does.
Okay. Stealth.
Yeah, so an agility stealth.
Well, it's a 50-50 chance of success. It's not bad.
And we're going to have this opposed by their insight observation.
We have lots of momentum if you want it.
I was just gonna say, I think I might spend a momentum for an extra dice.
Absolutely. Drops the pool to 2.
Just in case. 1 success.
That's all right, because I rolled 0 successes.
Yay!
And
I love how we always celebrate a DM's failure.
Yeah, absolutely. So you generate 1 more momentum back into the pool, and you can see her. She's limping pretty heavily now, and she's dragging her leg as she moves down one of the piers. Night is truly beginning to fall. At this point, the sun is dropping below the horizon, and you can see like a lot of the people on the docks are tying up the end of their day. There are a number of ships here, and near the end, a dhow, like a sort of like a 2-decked sailing ship with 3 sails. And a number of people sort of working on it, and her eyes are trained on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like quietly say to Onions, should we wait for everyone to catch up? It looks like that boat is where she's going. Probably their local hideout.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we should just observe? Like, should we... Matilda, what do you think?
Meric, do I recognize the boat?
You do not recognize the boat.
Oh.
Okay. I think that waiting is a good call. Yeah. Should dive into the lion's boat, as it were.
All right, so let's just go back to Gage. Onions has climbed down and hurried off into the streets. What did you do as you were wrapping up your last bit of clothing and putting it into the satchel? Briefcase.
probably a moment where Gage doesn't realize that Onions has left. He's so focused on like thinking back and like putting puzzle pieces together. He's still completely blocking out the trauma that Aisha was just killed. He's just not thinking about that right now. It's work on the task at hand. So he's real focused. Then he looks up and he's like, "So Onions, what?"
You got Batman.
Okay. Okay. And is just gonna like. Is this a rooftop that has like roof access? Like someone comes up here? You said there's clothesline,
Yeah.
so I assume that people come
Yeah,
up here.
absolutely.
He does his best to kind of cover the body with like a sheet so that it's just like feet sticking out. So it's not like super terrifying, but it's obvious enough that they're going to be like, there's a dead guy up here.
Oh, God.
And he's like, okay. And then just make his way down off the rooftop and attempt to figure out, knowing just the direction that everyone was running, he's going to move in that direction and see if he can figure out where his friends are.
What we're going to do is we are going to have you roll to see if you end up in a silly side scene before...
Gage is killed, and no one knows.
How do you find your friends? You said that you sort of figured the general direction that they were heading into, and so did you want to just reason that, or are you going to ask people if they saw someone matching Onions' description?
Doesn't like we're in the tense moments of assassins and whatnot, so it doesn't really want to start like chatting up the locals. Although turns out if you have a focus in linguistics, you get more languages, so he's fully fluent. So he's just gonna reason. I'm guessing reason survival and like a sort of an orienteering kind of like guess where they were going from the streets and make his way in that general direction.
Sounds good. Let's make it a difficulty 2.
Disgusting. How many we got? We got 3. What do we? Oh, have we left a scene? Is that still?
Yeah. Let's. A scene has ended. Let's drop momentum in the pool, so it's now at 2.
And threat goes down by 5. I think is the
Threat
rule.
increases for the lip.
Okay. Well, all right. I would have said sass, not lip.
For the sass.
Fair. Is it real cool if I spend a momentum to try and catch up with you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. It's a fairly good chance. I'm real smart. That is a target number of 14 on 3. Wow. Okay. What was the difficulty?
2.
I rolled. So my target numbers is 13, 2 13s, and also a natural 20.
Okay.
So 2 successes and probably a real bad complication where I fall in a sewer or something.
Okay. So, do you want a complication, or do you want to add 2 to threat?
Oh, I see. I see the lure. Because you're like, oh, this complication's fun, though. It could be like a weird thing. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay. I shit on Justin for it before, but... complicate up my life.
I don't blame you.
Okay. You are headed through the streets. They're winding. They are difficult to navigate, but you're moving forward. You're confident that your direction is mostly correct. I will, however, need you to make a insight observation test.
What focus might apply? Would instincts apply?
No, this would be sight.
Okay. Well, I have no eyes, so...
No.
3 successes.
Ooh, you generate 1 momentum over my 2 successes. You
A
feel
natural 1 and an 8.
you feel a slight tug and look down to see 2 young, dirty-looking street children pulling the golden bracelets out of your satchel.
I begin scolding them in. Would it be? Is Arabic the language? Is that a general language
General language?
of Egypt?
Yeah.
I believe that's correct.
I believe that is correct. Yeah. The majority
So I begin
of
scolding them.
Egyptians are Arabic speaking in Alexandria.
Yeah. So I just begin like angrily scolding them with superstition and things that like parents would threaten them with.
Mm-hmm.
Spirits that will come get them if they're bad.
Ooh.
And then I snatch it back from them.
All right.
And then I do whatever. I'm assuming preparing a spell causes some sort of effect. Like a darkening of shadows. I begin preparing a spell
A
just
Gandalf
to
moment.
Yeah, 100%.
Everything darkens around you.
Yeah. My eyes begin like a dull green glow.
And these two children sprint off into the crowds, and you see a couple of adults around, look at them and look at you, and
I straighten my tie and keep walking.
all right.
A slow clap starts. Just one person.
Yeah.
And you arrive nearer to the docks. You can see Deirdre, Onions, and Matilda all standing unobtrusively, staring out towards the water.
I just sidle up next to everyone and go, so what are we looking at?
Boats.
They're on a boat.
Cool.
Hey, friends. Do you want me to shoot her again?
Sink the boat. I load an Enfield grenade into my rifle.
Don't we want to know what's going on? Wouldn't that imply that we need to go into the boat and therefore find out the things?
I don't want anyone to report that we're involved.
Also, just to give you scale, it is 100-foot long boat.
So 2 grenades.
Or one really well placed one.
Plus, I mean, with how busy it is, do you think they're gonna leave, in the middle of the night?
Yeah, they're
It
hustle
does
and
look.
bustle.
It does look as if they are. They are
Anchors up.
making ready to leave. Yes, and so
Is it?
she's not on the boat yet, but she is moving towards the gangplank. Yeah, go ahead.
It is docked.
Yes, it's docked at the end of the
This
pier.
boat?
Yeah.
I kind of think we need to get on that boat, but how do we get on the boat without, getting kicked off the boat?
I don't think we do.
Boats are terrible. I hate the boats.
As she is approaching the boat, someone takes notice of her, and there's this large, burly woman who, begins to wave her over, and then she calls something, and a man in similar dark robes to the assassin that you've been chasing comes and stands up at the railing.
No, it's an assassin boat. I do not wish to be on an assassin boat.
We're getting on that boat.
Thank you so much for watching the first 3 episodes of our show, Falcons of Fortune. The next 3 episodes come out on Friday, April 21st, and the final episode of Mission 1, Dying to Meet You, comes out on Friday, April 28th. While you're waiting, if you want to check out some of our other stuff, we have a bunch of campaigns that we save the VODs on YouTube for, so you could see Heroes of the Reef, which is a Cypher System superhero story about a bunch of teenagers with superpowers. We've got Shadows and Starlight, a West Marches style Star Trek Adventures campaign with a whole bunch of players who come and go, and it features the Darkest House as a holodeck program. We've got The Restless Blight, which is a Cortex Prime Wheel of Time short campaign that's combined with reviews of the Wheel of Time Amazon Prime TV show. There was a lot of rhyming in that one. That was a little difficult to get through, but we made it. And then I've also got Cozy Forging, which is a bunch of reviews and me working on maps in the Master's Toolkit by Arkenforge. And of course, we have Hellbreakers, which is our ongoing Expanse RPG, bounty hunting, like part Killjoys, part Cowboy Bebop story. We play that live second Mondays on twitch.tv/Massive Damage Adventures. So once again, thank you so much for watching all of our stuff. Have a wonderful night.